And cut. Great job, Elijah. So creating a child prodigy / success story is probably every parent's dream, right? Executing on that plan, that's a different story.
So growing up, I was always a calculated risk taker. Or in the school system, oh, your child is very smart, but he's very disruptive. Out! I was an adrenaline junkie extraordinaire.
See this little chicane here, this windy road? That was where, in my street racing days, I took it too fast and spun my car out and ended up right there. My friend ended up in a side road down there. All right, and here is the abandoned train tracks that my friends and I found when we were must have been 14. We jumped over the fence and the track just goes for miles. Sick.
Those are the cliffs that we climbed to the top of, dug under the gate so we could look over the edge.
Personally, I think I was pretty reckless, and I'm actually quite lucky that nothing bad happened. Sorry, Mum and Dad, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. A very big iceberg. And as I got older, I still kept the jump and learn how to fly on the way down mentality, but in the back of my head was always, what is the consequence of this?
But kids nowadays, I don't feel they have the same gumption. I like that word, gumption. And I think it's for a few reasons. Firstly, kids are growing up hella fast. I'm seeing 12-year-olds with beards, bro.
How old you will? 12. The boy 12.
Also, now I feel like there's less time spent on outdoor adventure, if you get what I mean. And now kids have access to things that adults barely have an understanding of. This creates kids that have a lot of control, but no idea of how to actually control it. Because there's something that Jordan Peterson said on a podcast once. One sec.
You're going to make your kids tough, which they better be if they're going to survive in the world. You can't interfere when they're doing dangerous things carefully.
It's especially important because there's many different types of parenting styles, right? But the one that I want to focus on is this one.
You know, the parent who holds fear in everything. Fear of being out alone, fear of climbing too high, fear of bad messages through the internet. You get what I mean. And although it's a hard one to let go of, fear and shielding doesn't help anyone. The ability to understand the consequences of each option, make calculated risks, and adjust for future decisions is more valuable and a much needed skill. So what's the solution for this?
Personally, I think it's creating a monitored environment of control and consequence. Or in its simpler form,
those who don't hear, feel. Which flows nicely onto the sponsor of this week's video.
Microsoft Surface Laptop Go 2 and M365 offer just that when it comes to time using tech and internet browsing. Because tech isn't going anywhere at all. Microsoft have really thought deeply about keeping our kids safe online, from the hardware through to the experience. Seamless access whilst giving the kids their independence, whilst the parents are able to oversee and control. With Family Safety, I'm able to set screen time limits across multiple devices, block certain games, set an age limit to only show age-appropriate content, as well as content filters to specify exactly which sites are blocked or allowed. Along with Microsoft Defender, which gives full 360 protection from threats on my account and up to 5 devices. M365 Family gives you and up to 5 other people access to all these apps and features for less than £8 a month. For more info, if you want to check it out, check the link in my description. Also, rather than taking the dictator approach, I offer tools and options. For example, Elijah sometimes doesn't like wearing his coat to school.
So the tools I gave him was understanding the weather forecast with some rough guidelines to create his own associations, make his own decisions, and suffer his own potential consequences.
because what I think is mild, Nisha will think is freezing. So how can we dictate our preferences, then in the same breath say, think freely, you can be whatever you want to be and do whatever you want to do. And what's funny is we see this play out in adults every day. Because as an adult, especially in business, doing dangerous things carefully is just a scaled down version of taking calculated risks.
You get it?
Okay.
If you don't get it, forget about it.